Allow people to tune in. It's just a hat. Save my energy and my buzz and muff for when there's people tuning in. Talked to a couple people on the phone. One I did say right away, but the other one knew I was going to the dentist today and said couldn't really tell that that I was still frozen. But I'll do this for you on YouTube. Yeah, hopefully I get the event. Otherwise, I might fall into the really fall into the boat of the theme. It's been good. I'm just putting my chair over there. You did one time. I would like for anybody who sees this to see the description and also which matches the side note in the live chat. It stands out. I don't know if it's just for me because it's our channel name or not, but the channel name is in highlighted yellow there as well, I've noticed. Either way, you can see that there's something there. And just kind of a little bit of a disclaimer. Do I want to kind of just noodle around and try and come up with something myself? Part of me wants to wait till I know that I have the gig. Part of me isn't feeling super creative at the moment anyway, but that's where the collaboration comes in, right? It's coming out a bit. That's nice. That's chilly out, but so yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet, like I say, because I have been to the dentist today and I couldn't eat yet. I felt like that might not be a good idea. Things are not just because things are setting, but because I'm still getting up. Dog just came in, like not right in front of me, but when I get up, he'll get up. So I should just go for the page because I'm thinking of a songwriting group I'm in. I'm thinking of a couple other groups. Kind of thinking of a theme that I know I relate to and many other people do, and it kind of could connect to the group. it's interesting because on the voicemail, I'm not talking about this much, but there's a few things, I'm trying to think think through or whatever. Or, I don't know. Really, it just sounds like it's going to be a great opportunity, and I really, really, really appreciate it. But he said the voicemail because the theme of the event um, was unsure. Wanted to just look at things with their have a meeting with their staff to kind of including about the speakers. But I mean, the speakers are going to be speaking about the theme, otherwise it wouldn't make much sense. So, and I did say, can I do a couple of songs? I might write one, but can I do a couple of songs kind of on the theme? Which I know I'm beating around the bush because it is. It's a sensitive theme. Let's just say mental health. That kind of covers it. Um, and he said, yeah, that'd be good. So, you know, people have already been likely through the losses or had the feelings, so, it's not like it's new to them, right? So, um, but then there's also 60. Okay. It's a bit slow to kind of get viewers. So, a bit slower than sometimes. It's not been 10 minutes yet either, though, so that we need to right. Hmm. Just a reminder of something else I want to quickly check. I was about to say, oh, look, he's on now. So we got someone that's here. Welcome. You can see from the title of this video, glad to have here, that this is instant. Okay, you left. So, yes, I would like to songwrite. And if I do it on the piano, I could do it on the guitar for the gig. Just to make sure that you realize that, well, there's only one person here right now, and, I don't want to keep having to say it, but and you left, but whatever. Wow, it's a very top one because it's got new posts, but even when it does, sometimes it's not showing its top group, but today it does. I like the rhythm of that. That's pretty cool. Well, I don't songwrite often, but I must say that when I usually do, I don't want to say they all sound the same. It's mostly about the lyrics, but you could say that for sure. You could say it, and I wouldn't disagree. Keep present your image. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that one because it was very much it was all in caps. There's a group I'm in that has 224K members, so I'm tempted to post to it. That being said, you'd think with that many members, I mean, there's lots of stuff on YouTube. There's lots of stuff on this very specific group. And some people have notifications probably turned on, and somebody posted 29 minutes ago. Something called "The Sound Beyond the Silence," which sounds kind of interesting, which doesn't even have any reactions yet. But I might do if I've gotten some ideas, but if I'm don't get any more here and I'm still stuck, I might come. I don't know. I wonder if I'm in any smaller groups. This is already somebody else's lyrics, but I love them. Listen real close, and I'll tell you some truth from my years on the road and mistakes of my youth. Almost like that was kind of a play on words there. It says, "From bridges I've crumbled and places I've turned." Maybe you thought it sounded too cliche or too obvious. Bridges I burned. 13, man. Almost 14. You don't have a mic, but I like your mic. No, magic mic. Just kidding. Reactions in this group, that's not original. I don't know why that's in this group. That's not, definitely not. And it even says in the video. Might be the original interpretation of the song, but it's still not original. So yes, I'm just waiting for someone who I haven't been rolling that long, but who would like to contribute some ideas based on the ones I put in the chat. And you left, so it wasn't you. With okay, there was someone there, and I was gonna say what I was reading, but I'll say it when someone's here to hear it. Hmm. Hmm. It's the quietest I've ever been in a video, but I am very frozen from going to a dentist. I haven't been home. I've only been home a couple hours. I figured it might take about that to wear off, but I don't recall ever having been this frozen from the dentist. I had one done last time I was there that I was surprised they were even able to work on it. There really wasn't much tooth left. However, it was not painful because there had been nerve damage. It was not loose, and they built up around it, and then they said in a few months they might want to do something else to it. But I thought this was just a small tube. Apparently, a cavity came out. It was fairly deep. I was very surprised, but uh, also what was annoying was the thing they put in your mouth to take the X-ray. Like I said it seemed like it was too big, and they no, 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 just. And I said my tongue was more than usual. And I didn't think it was. It was some I knew what they were saying, but not trying to speak mostly because they were working in my mouth. So, um, but yeah, I'm. Yeah, it's actually the other side, but it switches on the camera. Hmm. My sun coming out now. be able to print this. I am seeing her tomorrow. I'm seeing someone. I don't know if I'd want to see lyrics this deep, and don't 100% know whether I'm going to get this gig, but if I do, I mean, it might, maybe do 2 or 3 songs on the theme, and then 2 or 3 not on the theme. That are a bit more kind of. I mean, anything can be on any theme anybody processes or chooses to put it on, I suppose. But so I mean, I totally don't. I mean, there's nobody been here anyway, and this is one of those videos that really requires, you know, a willing audience to come chat. In fact, I'm just thinking of something else at the moment. Um, um, when I pasted it, for some reason it kind of bounced down 3 lines. Anybody here? Nope. Okay. Just gonna go to Maxie's for a moment. Let's see who we got there. So part of me that wants to get up and I got the guitar. See what I can do with what I have now. I said, I don't know if I put my tongue a couple times when it was numb or whatever, but that was I thought it was about the note. Um, I don't think I have that big of one. Not really one that likes to stick their tongue out like so many people like to in videos, or in pictures or videos or both. Uh, One thing I think I'm doing is I heard a song recently, covered it actually recently on here, and I think I keep hearing the tune a little bit with this one. But you know what? Honestly, a lot of songs really are about the lyric and the instrumentation. There's a lot of melodies that sound like many songs. I mean, it's only there's only so many chords to work with, and yes, you can get into the structure of things more and this and that. But really, I mean, you know, um, yeah, there's only so much that you can kind of do with a song. I'm also hoping that the more I talk, maybe the less numb I'll feel. um, especially when you're writing a fairly basic melody line that's about the lyrics more so, it will sound like other songs. It will. Okay, I'm gonna try this. There's some bit kind of okay if someone's not here hearing. I mean, maybe it's just because it's rough and it's deep and vulnerable or whatever. I don't know, but I look forward to eating soon. I'll tell you that much. That's flashing. Is that a new message? What I saw before. The one. Okay, so this is what I got so far. Chord wise, I'm just figuring that out now. We got two of you here, so I have the phone on the couch here beside me, and I saw it flashing, and I thought I had missed a voicemail, but I'm not going to know until Thursday about that one thing. I'm not expecting any other call, um, okay, and you both left, so that's right. I have to make a phone call. I don't want to play this too much before the gig, just because you can follow music pretty easily. I'll try and send someone to listen, just then I can follow them off by as long as I space well. But I don't want to break any strings before the gig or anything like that. Just want to check something really, really quickly here, because things can kind of move fast in this chat that I was trying to reach somebody in. People are there for me. I don't like those, I don't think. I can do things with vocals, take the same chord. That makes it easier for performing it too. Memorizing it. Lonely, this can be hard to find, and it gets to an all Actually, these are pretty low too, and again, it's what I'm singing as well, not just necessarily what I'm playing. How did I hear that? Who you gonna go? Who you gonna go to? Who you gonna go to? Yeah, who you gonna go? If it's not you, why not come true when they are caught by the right person to pass? I like how that came across. I'm writing a song on the spot, and you're welcome to add lyrics to it. So this part that I'm looking at right now, it says, and so I'm still a little bit numb from the dentist. Why not? Feel more yourself that you are. Show yourself some love. Don't wanna be a crazy, seems to be real, but you know that you gotta get through it. Yeah, you know you have before. And you know you will now, and you know you just gotta do it. Everything is okay. That was a note. It wasn't a song. See, that's a perfect example. That sounds a little bit like just so happens. I can't remember what song it was, but it sounds familiar. I use my surroundings a little bit, actually, to inspire a bit of the lyrics. So, so we got what you can see. The sun is trying to shine, and so are you. The clouds are sometimes the sky ain't that blue. But even when it is, sometimes it's still pretty hard. But it will come out shining again. So you're a star. Sadness and fear. Certainty is real. That it's not all the time. You're trying to find See, I was thinking of kind of trying to address different mental health disorders. And so I said two that were fairly obvious to me, but of course there's schizophrenia. I don't know how I would address that in a song. And there's also basic one. There's also bipolar. But honestly, I mean, I kind of feel like that is just simply somebody who's experiencing their emotions. And as humans, we're going to feel a variety of emotions, and things are things will impact those feelings or bring them about. So that one is one I have a hard time with. Like, how do you know if you're just a feeling person? And most people are, or if it's something else, or if it's just looking to put a label on something. I mean, my opinion about labels is that a lot of people don't like them because I thought about this the other day actually, and I think about this from time to time, but I put it in a way that I hadn't before. They don't want to accept them within themselves. But what I often say actually is that if the things that you can find acceptance on for yourself and about others, then it's not so not so or is it me? Not so hard to do. Like if you accept that, you experience depression and anxiety, it doesn't necessarily make it easier, but in some ways, I would say it does. I would say it does. Oh, we got a like. Cool. Did that just come in? I don't know. I had the lyrics in another program up in front of this, and didn't notice it. Doesn't look like anybody's watching. I'm not seeing any comments, so that's kind of interesting, but I appreciate it. Just really quickly want to check something. I try not to toggle within the same window, but sometimes you gotta. But yeah, so it's okay. Well, that's cool, and it wasn't right at the beginning either because this had a bit of a slow start. So something I did or something about me was likable to someone, and I appreciate that, even if they weren't able to stay. But yeah, what was I saying? Well, about who the gender you're attracted to, or I'm not saying it's always easy, or that certain things maybe you don't necessarily have to accept, and shouldn't because they're not acceptable. But I would say that most of the time acceptance helps. Um, you know, and that varies for everybody as far as what people would like. For instance, I don't know if the person who makes the decision will be curious and will come and browse this video. It's not the one I told him about as far as like the kind of auditioning for the gig video, but I would have a very hard time accepting if I don't get this gig because I haven't had many of them. No, I did happen to say in the phone call today that I don't really do bars much. I don't like them really, and I don't drive. You sit and think about that for a moment. You can hear within that takes out a lot of opportunities. This is nearby. I would still say more biking distance than walking distance, but it's nearby, and I can bike with my guitar, no problem. So, just putting one water into the other for temperature reasons, but I'm still fairly frozen. I don't even know if I'm actually going to even be able to have it. I'm getting quite hungry. So, but yeah, so I think that, acceptance of self and of others for certain things, you know, then you look at labels as just something that defines, something that, a lot of people will say, oh, but I mean, it's not all that you are. They're like, no, I also have this and this and this. No, but seriously, no, I mean, you can find positives within those things and you can find positives outside of those things. Um, Interesting. That's actually almost lyrical. Wonder if I could do something with that. I'm tempted to take away some of these lyrics, just because, well, this might not ever get to an album. I mean, being in a studio is not necessarily enjoyable to me. Although the other person in the house has some of those skills, but I think it's good to leave it there, so people know what they're adding to. What was it that I said? It's a kind of an interesting little thing that kind of comes up in songwriting, rhyming when you look at it that way. Just like I could say, with the greatness that you are, and have to rhyme with are, or is you, and have to rhyme with, which also sounds a bit like issue, and have to rhyme with you. And rhyme with you would mean something different depending on who you are. Didn't realize it was going to come quite that full circle. We really need to vacuum in here soon. Get some of it by hand, but my dog sheds a lot. And sometimes when you're having a hard time making a decision, you pick both. I also thought it might be kind of good to use the pattern, the G and the C in the YouTube name here as the chord idea. So maybe from that part there, like a bridge or whatever. Your mental health and see the positive within. I think you need that third chord in there. I think they call that triad. And outside, you are so much. See, but then I worry that, but you can't please everybody. I worry that some people may hear that phrase and think that, oh, it's a reminder of when people used to, would tell them, you're just too much. You just simmer down or whatever. Same with the powerful. But I do like it. You are so much. You are powerful. Don't lose touch of the greatness that you are. The greatness that is you. Try and go from the top, or do I want to save it for a different video? it would be really great to have had somebody else's words in this too. Not necessary, but kind of it would have been cool, for sure. I don't know if I have it in me right now to do. I'm just kind of, it's been a great day. Like I say, I was at the dentist. I'm just kind of feeling bleh in some ways. And I really am hungry. And it might actually be kind of nice to eat, even if it's not something super, super great. Like, I'm thinking noodles, and they're soft, right? I'll have my taco thing for tonight. But, I mean, I did eat something this morning, but it wasn't huge, and it was at like 8 o'clock. And it is almost 3, I think, now. Yeah, 20 minutes. So, but I am wanting to be very, very careful that I don't play this thing too much beforehand because I don't want to pop any strings. I could try it on the piano too, see what it sounds like there. I do realize that while I was doing some of this on the spot, I was not necessarily chording some parts of it. So I would have to look and see what did I identify as like the pre-chorus and the bridge and all that stuff. Um, so I think there's something to showing the process of doing something like this, though. I don't really validate it, but it might be inspiring. I don't know. I think there's something to it. Just for those who don't consider themselves to be much of a creative writer, we all write. That's the thing. This comment here says a real writer will keep writing until the good stuff comes. Only in the creative arts would people come up with an excuse as lame as like nothing's coming to me. Can you imagine that in other professions? Essentially, he says. But I don't know. I get the point he's trying to make. I don't know if it really makes it though. I mean, obviously, it's the same with about degrees. Obviously, certain careers, you wouldn't want someone to just say, "I just can't," um, or that they don't have a degree. Um, I mean, I'm thinking of my old dentist, and I appreciated the fact that he had kind of my best interest in something in mind. I didn't appreciate the fact that he wanted to send me to a specialist, which probably would have been way more expensive and possibly hard to get to. Um, and he, although I don't know if I still need it, he should know that, the best cure of celiac is to have a good diet. That's what I see on Google so far, anyway. But yeah, it was near the nasal area and that, but he didn't want to do it. And then I got this dentist. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean when I say it, but she's just this small little. Um, she seems like she's. No, I don't want to say she seems meek. Maybe it's just that she seems kind of nerdy. I mean, they put the stuff on, and they always have the masks on, right? So I mean, it's hard to get a full impression, but she's really great. She's really great. She was poking a little bit hard with the freezing today. And obviously, like I'm very frozen. I mean, it was my very back molar. I'm not sure. It was deep. I don't know why they froze it so much. It's starting to wear off, but I also kind of feel it in my chin. Like it's like it was near the back and the center, I guess. But she was getting. I don't feel it so much in the front. Definitely the tongue. Uh, just talking about having been at the dentist recently. But you know what? I wanted to do a video because I don't feel like I can eat yet. Was somewhat feeling creative, and I was, yeah. So, um, I realize that a lot of people, when they try and get creative, they get also very critical with themselves. I mean, sure, for me, I might say, I'm not sure if that works, but I very rarely say, you know, throw a whole thing away because I don't like a little bit, you know. Um, and it probably comes from different things, like maybe being graded in school, or having critical parents or siblings or something. I don't know. These days, possibly even social media. A lot of people would say AI. I used to use AI chat occasionally. It's an interesting image. I used to use it, but recently it kind of threw me off because I can't remember how it said it, but it called me Michael, and my name isn't and never has been Michael. So, and I'm not going to say what it is, but so I didn't know where the heck they got that from. They said it was in your saved information. I'm like, what? So nobody's here to hear that, but that's fine because it is. It's really kind of odd. Um, this person's crazy being able to put away their devices for 2 weeks. Craziness, I tell you. That's actually looking like the sun's been trying a few times. This is really quite bright at the moment, but there's still quite a bit of cloud too. And I don't think it's rained at all. It was supposed to be a 30% chance of rain, 30-ish. I am starving. I might go to about just an hour, or maybe at most an hour and a half, but probably somewhere in between that. Um, I do like this though. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't have writer's block or that doesn't exist. No one gets to speak for everyone in absolutes. I do agree with that. I mean, it can include things like distractions, perfectionisms, lack of confidence, fear of failure, lack of time, lack of clarity or motivation, and burnout. But I think, like with this idea that I got here, I would say that as long as we kind of try and stick with the theme of the song, or the video in general, although that can be very vast sometimes, you couldn't go wrong. You couldn't, and that is how you could, or at least it looks like you have. That is how you would go wrong, by going, because it's not helpful to the process, man. Oh, really? This particular person actually is a children's book author and says they write in verse. Well, children's books especially could be very poetic, so I don't know if that sounds weird or not. Started with poetry in the 80s and moved into songwriting. That settled as stalled, and as a single father with two daughters, moved into children's books. Now, 35 years later, I'm back to writing my songs. I started then, and I'm having tremendous success. With 4 published books and a number of songs now on Spotify, Pandora, iHeart, and more. You just need to know that it's okay to put your project on the shelf for a bit. Just don't leave it there permanently. If you write because you love to write, then you're already winning. Just remember that it may only take forever to become an overnight success. That's very powerful. A lot of it is. But I think that person has inspired a bit of a lyric. So let's see what we can do with it. Oh, I could even. I almost feel like the title of this song that I'm already writing could be in there. or forever. And what I hear in that lyric, by the way, or that, it wasn't actually written as a lyric, it was part of his comment, right? But what I hear in that is, welcome, glad to have you here. That's what I hear in it. Like I say, there's no wrong answers as long as it's on the theme of mental health, being uplifting, and not leaving like you did. Anyway, it may only take forever to become an overnight success. I can't believe how powerful that is. I'm actually gonna. And I am. I'm happy about other people's successes. A little bit jealous, and I'd be less jealous if I was finding them myself. But lately, I haven't been. Can we please collab? I slightly wish that it was worded a little bit differently, like saying the same thing, but I do and I don't. I do and I don't. As long as I have it in the messenger that I can follow and go one by one, it really shouldn't. I really need to clean that like you did. It really shouldn't be that bad. It shouldn't be that hard to follow things. Um, but I might be seeing it tomorrow, and I could get things printed. I think it was like she wasn't feeling well either. So she hasn't been in there very much at all. It's okay. Okay, so I'm just working with an idea here, and you'll be left. So I want to explain it to you. To be, I accidentally took out. Okay, so I've got a bit of a lyric that I'm working on now. I don't know if it is, and welcome, glad to have you here. I don't know if it is a different song from the one I was looking at previously, or the same one in the person line, or at least it appears that you have. I'm going to take this to the piano, try a little bit with it. I almost want to add just a little bit more. Yeah, no, let's roll with this. And tell me what you think should come after this. Whether you put it in a lyrical sense or you just leave your left. Or if you leave and make no sense. I don't know how busy he is at his job. It's true. Oops. Okay, so I have a little bit of a line, whether to the song I was working on previously or a new song, and I welcome you to suggest. And you left. Could be the same person. They may or may not be playing head games, but anyway, let's just see here. Now, if I was to do this for the gig, I wouldn't be able to do B flat because I don't know it on the guitar, but it's pretty cool to start a song that way. And C is, I think, a root of it, so C would work too. Be an overnight, to be a success, mental stable, and fair abundance of happiness. But at time in life you can and you have been. I had thought king or queen of some sort or another. P Q R S. Baby, that's what I'm talking about. G, I like the G there, to be a success. Interesting combo of chords, actually. Actually, I think I like that better. But at times in life, you can and have been. And is the grass really greener on the other side? Oh, it only may take forever to be a success. Financially stable and fair abundance of happiness. stable when you have me. And isn't the grass really green? Greener on the other side. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap up now. Although somebody just tuned in, so maybe I'll just do that part one more time if there's you left. So maybe I will. It goes back to the question at the beginning, which is not just about podcasting. Not just about podcasting. I mean, we all feel it in life sometimes where it's like, where are people when we need them there for us? Some maybe struggle with it more than others, for sure. But we all feel like, we're alone sometimes when we don't want to be. And but sometimes we do want to be, right? Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I want to send this to the person who put that comment. So stay tuned. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to be its own song or part of the previous one. But yeah, okay. Bye for now.